Casa, Casa, Casa. Notice how before the boys ran off to the Casa, they went and said goodbye to the girls, gave them a hug and kiss and says, don't worry, I'll miss you, I'll be thinking about you. Oh no, you didn't notice that because it didn't happen, they just fucked off. Love Island UK episode 25. A few things did happen before the Casa girls came in, nothing that important. Harry and Helena were just talking absolute shit to each other. Oh, I always knew we were going to get back together. There's always been something there. We've got sexual chemistry. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck off. Once again, I felt myself feeling slightly sorry for Ben. He obviously likes Shakira and she's not interested. But he's like, oh, she's making it awkward, like she's not want to talk to me or whatever. I mean, I understand where she's coming from, but still, I feel as if he's putting a bit of effort in. So I was watching this with my partner and he says, did they ever eat in this house? And I explained that they usually have breakfast, but then they get split up for lunch and dinner. And that's why sometimes they say, oh, I've missed you all day, I've not got to speak to you all day. It's because they split up the boys and the girls for like quite a large portion of the day. So they're not constantly filming them, and when they're eating, they're kind of separated. But then when it showed you the breakfast, it was like strawberries, croissants and watermelon. And he says, oh, that's not food, that's not breakfast. And I did think to myself, if that was me, the only thing I'd be able to eat is strawberries because I don't like the other two things. But you know what it's like, usually they have pancakes, bacon and all that. So they were all sitting having breakfast and Connor and Yasmin are getting to know each other. They seem to be getting on well. Is there a spark there? Possibly not. At one point, Harry and Helena had been talking about his ex and how he cheated on her at one point. He was with her for a few years and then he didn't cheat on her again, and the E on his wrist was her initial. Now, I seen a video just this morning and Harry said on his VT that the initial on his wrist was his grandmother's initial who'd passed away. So we already know that Harry is a compulsive lying cunt, but it's got to the point now where I genuinely think it's a personality disorder. It's some sort of narcissistic personality disorder. He lies so much that it's beyond just like white lies or just trying to get into somebody's pants. It's compulsive, and it's obviously some sort of mental health problem. Being a pathological liar is so worrying. Like, one of my exes was a pathological liar, and they literally would lie when there was no need whatsoever. It just came out of their mouth, and the worst it was, they weren't even good at lying because they would forget the lies that they told. I mean, if they actually sat down and thought about what they were saying, they would know that everybody knows they're talking absolute shit. So this man doesn't only not look good, he's also got a shit personality and he's got some sort of fucking narcissistic personality disorder. How the fuck has he ever managed to get a woman in his life? I'll never know. Well, I could maybe see how he could go out into a club and pick somebody up quickly, but after they've sat and spoke to him for about half an hour, surely you'd be like, get to fuck. So anyway, they get a text and they have to go to the fire pit, and they all know that Cass is coming up. They must know, because every time they have like an entertainer in or a singer or whatever, they either get took away that night or they get took away the next night. Every single time. So they're thinking to themselves, right, Cass is coming. The lasses are shitting their pants mostly, and the guys will be like, yes, here we fucking go. So for the first time ever, they bring the Casa girls in to look over the terrace and be like, hi, so that the current girls can see them and be like, oh my god, she's so stunning. Oh my god, she's his type, right? And they can be freaking out. So then obviously they've did this so that Harry can go, oh, that's my ex, right? And when I seen Harry's ex, I thought, how? Why? Why would any woman be interested in him, right? But like, she is really attractive. So is Shakira. I just don't get it. Like, I'm sorry, I know I go on about it, but it fucking baffles me. So he's like, oh, it's my ex, right? And then Helena's like, oh my god, oh no, Harry's got to be stole away from me again. The best thing that could ever happen to any woman ever in life. Now, maybe the guys did say goodbye to the girls, but it looked as if they just ran off and were like, yeah, right? Meanwhile, Meg is absolutely fucking raging. She's shitting herself because she knows how flirtatious Dijon is. She knows that he can't really be trusted at the end of the day. If he wanted to close things off where he'd have done it by now. So she's just kind of like, right, well, he might come back to me, but what is he going to do in the meantime? So we have the Casa girls. Yaz, who's a DJ, lovely, seems very nice. Rio, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember much of her for last night. I was eating my dinner and talking to somebody at the time, so it's not like she didn't do anything, I just can't remember. Lucy, who in my opinion is the best looking Casa girl, not that they're not all stunning, but she is, like, to me, like, the best looking one. Lauren, now apparently she's either been in Casa before or she was a runner-up to be in the villa before or something, because there was a thing in the Sun saying that it was fixed because she was in there. But regardless, who says you can't go in twice? Now, excuse me for mispronouncing this, but is her name Andrada? When she pulled Ben and Giorgio for a chat and she was saying, oh, would you look for a girl? And Giorgio says, oh, a girl that I can take home to my family. And she's like, oh, sexual attraction and all that. And Giorgio was just like, I'll just leave you to it. Wasn't interested whatsoever. And my partner said, oh, she's trouble. And I says, oh, what makes you think that? And he says, just like the conversation that she's had since she sat down, it's just instantly like about sexual attraction and all that. She's not really trying to get to know them or anything. It's just like straight in there. And I was like, well, you know, some people like that. She was very full on and obvious, and obviously Ben likes that because he can't fathom what's going on half the time. And Harry's ex Emma, who I also think is absolutely lovely. So Harry says to her, oh, why in the villa? And she says, oh, like the same reason as anybody else, I'm looking for love. And he's thinking, she wants a bit of me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be sick. I was actually eating my dinner at the time. It was a curry, it was amazing. It was going to get regurgitated, and I was like, I can't, this is going to waste my entire night. But she told him straight, why are you acting like this? You're being a snake, you and Helen are snakes. You're making a dick of yourself, basically. So he goes to the boys and he says, oh, we're not going out anymore, you can't tell me what to do. Actually, she wasn't telling him what to do, she was advising him on how not to be a cunt. But he doesn't know how not to be a cunt because he's just a pure, blatant, narcissistic, compulsive, lying fucking cunt bag. I didn't really like the fact that this whole episode was focused only on the Casa girls, because the night the Casa boys will be there and then they'll have to split it up into two. I feel as if they were trying to make this big massive thing about Emma being there. Now that they're in Casa, it's time to mix things up a bit. What do? Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll have a game of truth or dare, as we do all the fucking time. This show, it makes a lot of money. They need to fucking bring in some games. So when they were sitting playing truth or dare, it was the usual, kiss the person you fancy the most, kiss the top 3 people that you fancy, blah, 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 blah. And then, I can't remember who it was, but they had says, lick the torso of the person that you fancy the most. And she went and licked Tommy's body, right? And they're like, oh my God, like pure falling all over their shell. And I think these people are adults, right? I'm not against adults playing truth or dare, spin the bottle, whatever else. But all she's doing is licking his body. It's not as if she's sitting on his face. They literally act as if there's like this insane sexual act going on right in front of their eyes. I'm like, fucking calm down, man. It's like what you would imagine it to be if it was like 11 or 12-year-olds and they're like, oh my God, a girl just licked my body. You're an adult. How many times have you had sex? Do you know what I mean? How many people have you went with? Fucking calm yourself. It's the same as well in these challenges when they'll go, oh, I dare you to suck the person's finger, and they all react as if the guy's just whapped out his dick and shoved it down the back of your throat. Like, chill. It's a finger. We'll all survive. But anyway, at the end, somebody asked Harry who he found most attractive, Helena or Emma. And I says to my partner, do you know what? He's sitting thinking about it, but he could just lie because he lies about everything anyway. And he said Emma. And my partner was like, oh, he's saying Emma. I says, is he saying Emma because she's there though and she's available at the time and he thinks he might get it in her? Or is he saying it because that's what he actually thinks? It's hard to tell what Harry thinks. I don't even think he knows. So tonight, it's going to be the Casa boys. Let me know what you thought of last night's episode and I'll see you again tonight. Bye!